and those lines are system.out.print a space and a semicolon, and the other line is system.out.print there. So throughout this course, whenever I say console or terminal, I am referring to this area where our program's output is appearing. And some people might be curious, what will happen if I remove this semicolon? And some people might be curious, what will happen if I didn't close this double quotes? That is the major difference between print and println, and the only difference. Zero to a solid Java plus DSA problem solver. Imagine opening WhatsApp and sending messages, but nothing appears on the screen. Or checking your bank balance, but the balance never displayed. What is the point of the application? Every application used today, whether it's WhatsApp, Instagram, Google Maps, or any banking application, is constantly communicating with you by displaying some sort of information. We call this as output in programming. So how does Java displaying information to us? Hi, this is Veera, currently working as a software engineer at Google as an external workforce. Welcome to VeeraBuilds. Today we are going to learn how to display output in Java by using print and println methods. And by the end of today's video, you will be able to understand how to display information on the screen and what is the difference between print and println methods. Let's get started. There are multiple ways to display output in Java. And in this module, we are going to learn the two most important methods what you gonna use the most as a beginner, which are the print and println. Look at any app you like. Google Maps show direction, Spotify displays song name, YouTube displays the view count. Every single one of the applications you use is simply displaying output to the user. Almost every software application follows this simple flow. Input goes in, computers does the processing and displaying the output. If you enter 2 plus 2 in a calculator, this 2 and 2 are the inputs, and then this plus, which is the addition, is the processing, and then the number 4, which is displayed on the screen, is called the output. Let's try to make the very first Java program communicates with the user. Write this exact line inside your main method, which is system.out.println hello world, semicolon. Click on this run button. Now you got the output as hello world. Now you just made the very first Java program which communicates with the user. The area where our program's output is displayed is called as the console. And in VS Code, this is also called as the terminal. So throughout this course, whenever I say console or terminal, I am referring to this area where our program's output is appearing. For now, don't think about system and out. Just remember that whenever we want to print something in the console, we have to write system.out.println, and the text what should be appearing in the console should be inside the double quotes. And whenever I start teaching you object-oriented programming, simply oops, I will let you know what system and out are. Now let's try to understand the difference between print and println. Imagine this is your entire console, just like your notebook. And what do this print do? Whatever the text that we have provided inside the double quotes, here hello, will be printed as it is. And once it prints, it doesn't allow the cursor to move to the next line. So the cursor will stay on the same line. But that's not the case with the println. Here println is nothing but print plus ln. Two things are there. Firstly, it will be printing the hello, which is provided inside the double quotes in the console. And once it prints, now the ln part, which means next line. It lets the cursor move to the next line, means here. So from the next statement, the printing will start from here. Whereas in print, the printing of the next statement will be continuous from the first line itself. That is the major difference between print and println, and the only difference. Print means only printing the data that we have provided inside the double quotes as it is. Whereas println equals to print plus ln, which means It is printing the data that we have provided inside the double quotes as well as moving the cursor to the next line. If you understand this, let's dive into the coding problem now. Now write these exact lines of code what I am writing in your VS Code or an online compiler. And those lines are system.out.print hey space and a semicolon, and the other line is system.out.print there. Can you predict this program's output? If yes, can you just let me know whether these two words hey and there will be printing on the same line or on the different lines? Now let's try to run this program. If I click on this run button, I will get the output as hey there. Note, the hey there completely printed on the same exact line. Let's try to understand what's the reason behind it. If you observe carefully, I have used system.out.print. As we have discussed earlier, this print will print the same exact text what we have given inside the double quotes, and once it prints, which is hey, and once it prints, it didn't allow the cursor to move to the next line. So the cursor is waiting here, and after that the second print statement, which is printing there, it will be continuously printing on the same exact line of hey. That is the reason why we got the hey there on the same exact line. Now let's try to use println in place of print. What if I replace this print with println and try to run this program? Can you predict the output? If yes, just let me know whether we will be getting this hey there on the same line or on the different lines. I am clicking on this run button and the output is hey there, both are on completely different lines. Let's try to understand what is the reason behind it. As we have discussed earlier, this println is nothing but print and ln. What do this print do? This print will print as it is whatever the text we have provided inside the double quotes, right? So that is the reason this hey was printed on the very first line. And then this ln. This ln lets the cursor move to the next line. That is the reason after printing hey, the cursor moved to the next line, which is the second line. And then the same goes for the second printing statement as well. There will be printed and then the cursor moved to the next line, which means now the cursor is on the third line. This is the mechanism behind println. Let me test your understanding. I want you to predict two things. First one, what will be the output of this program? And the second thing, after the complete execution of this program, where will be the cursor? Means on which line the cursor will be. Let me help you in this. If this is our console and these three are our statements to be executed. Now the first one says system.out.print hey. As we already know, this print will let us to print whatever the text we have provided inside these double quotes along with the special characters. See, here space is there and here exclamatory mark is there. These both will be printed, okay? So hey will be printed along with this space. Now the cursor is waiting here and the cursor is not moving to the next line. Why? Because here print is there. This print is not letting the cursor move to the next line. And now comes this second statement, which is system.out.println there. Now this there along with the exclamatory mark will be executed and then the cursor move it to the next line. Why? Because println is there. This ln lets the cursor move to the next line. And then the third statement system.out print and then Java. As we already know, Java will be printed and the cursor will be staying on the same line. Why? Because here we have used print. I guess now we got the answers for both the questions. First one is we got the output as hey there on the first line and Java on the second line. And then the second question, the cursor is staying on the end of second line. Now with all the confidence, let's run this code. I'm hitting on this run button and the output is hey there Java. Hey there on the first line, Java is on the second line and the cursor is staying on the second line at the end. Now let's try to understand escape sequences. These are the two common escape sequences that you will use the most. The first one is \n, which is used to insert a new line. And the second one is \t, which is used to insert a tab space. Here tab space is nothing but 4 consecutive spaces. Now let's try to look into a program. Now let's write a program for \n. If I write system.out.print my name is \n and system.out.print Veera, semicolon. If I click on this run button, the output will be my name is Veera. But if you observe here carefully, this Veera got printed on the next line, even though I have used print here. How could it happen? Because of this \n. This print prints up to my name is, and then this \n lets the cursor move on to the second line. That is how Veera got printed on the second line. This is how \n will be used. Let's try to write a program for \t. If I write system.out.print my name is \t Veera and a semicolon, clicking on this run button. Now the output would be my name is Veera. I guess you have observed the tab space here. Now let's try to discuss some common beginner mistakes. Now some people might be curious about what will happen if I replace this capital S in system with a small s. And some people might be curious about what will happen if I replace this small p in print with a capital P. And some people might be curious what will happen if I remove this semicolon. And some people might be curious what will happen if I didn't close this double quotes. Now I want you to try all these scenarios and get the errors and try to understand these errors. Now before we finish, I have a small challenge for you. I want you to print this output. Java is awesome. But here is the catch. You should not be using println method just like me. You have to use only print method. And here is the hint. You can use escape characters. Time for a quick recap. We have mastered how output works. We have understood the role of the console. We have seen the code difference between the print and println methods. We have understood how to use escape sequences like \n and \t. And we know how to spot and fix common syntax mistakes. Congratulations, you just have learned the most fundamental blocks of Java programming. Till now, what we have printed is completely fixed. What if tomorrow I ask you to print my name instead of hello world or print my age? Should you have to open the code and you have to change the printing statements each and every single time? That is exactly what we're gonna learn in our next module, which is variables and data types. One of the most important concepts in all of programming. Now before leaving, I want you to download this free roadmap which is available in the description and mark this module 4 as completed. And this roadmap is personally created by me, which has level 1 foundation, level 2 problem solving 50, level 3 mini projects, DSA and job ready interview preparation skills as well. And the best part of this roadmap is it's completely free and you can track your own progress by clicking on this file and make a copy. Here is my promise. Stick to this roadmap with discipline and I will take you from zero to a solid Java plus DSA problem solver who can confidently tackle any technical interview in any company. And that's it for today's guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.